Hello everyone, Blue Knight here, and welcome back to another Ratchet Clank Rift Apart video. So in the past week, 2 new trailers for the game were dropped. One of them focusing on some of the game's planets, while the other focuses on more of the game's story-related aspects. Both of which I'm going to get into a bit later on in the video, but before we do so, we learn some more details about some of the game's features, like the difficulty settings over on Insomniac's support page for the game, with Rookie Recruit being perfect for beginners, Rebel Agent being a more balanced choice for more experienced players, Resistance Leader for those who seek a greater challenge, and Renegade Legend for those who wish to battle the most brutal foes. Then there's the option to disable the game's tutorials if you'd like. Insomniac Games also shared a list of trophies for Rift Apart over on their Twitter account. There are 47 trophies in total, but 15 of those are hidden. And for those of you who are worried about story-related spoilers, well, even though the list Insomniac Games provided did not contain any spoilers towards the story, a full list of trophies has since appeared elsewhere online, spoiling the game's final boss. Now, I'm not going to spoil that part for you guys, or all of the trophies for that matter. I'm just going to go over a few that I found interesting, and if you want to skip past this section of the video, just head on over to the timestamp I placed on screen. The game's Platinum Trophy, which is called Masters of the Multiverse, functions just like the Platinum Trophy in any other PlayStation game. Collect every single trophy, you get the Platinum. It's pretty obvious at this point. Finding all the Krieger Bears, which I believe is a new collectible that we can spot, thanks to VTMVV for pointing this out, on Torrent 4. Getting all of these earns you the unbearably awesome trophy. Can't stop me. Complete a Gold Cup Battleplex challenge. This tells us that the game will feature the same cup system from A Crack in Time and Into the Nexus. Aim to misbehave. Acquire the Rhino. Oh yes, there it is. The Rhino, one of the most powerful weapons in the series, is confirmed to return in Rift Apart. Now I know it's been teased a couple of times before, with Insomniac considering something similar for the game's title, but yeah. There it is. I do find it a bit odd that they seemingly ditched the numbered system for the Rhino, something that the main series has done with every new entry, so you would think this one would be called the Rhino 8, when taking into account Rift Apart takes place after Into the Nexus, which featured the Rhino 7. But for all we know, this could just be the Rhino from Rivet's dimension, hence why it's not numbered. Or they simply did not include the 8 for trophy purposes. I don't know, but I'm not going to think too much on that one. Hide and Seekerpede. Defeat the Seekerpede. For those of you who have been keeping up, that is the thing that broke into Rivet's hideout and stole Clank. The game's bronze trophies, which account for most of the game's trophies, actually have some nice references sprinkled into them. Rift Apart. Get separated in Nefarious City. I kinda saw that one coming already.
Victory! In your face!
This crystal is my things. Acquire a phase Quartz. Now at first I thought this was referring to what Rivet waxed with her hammer on Blizzard Prime, but then I remembered this character card Insomniac released for Clank a few weeks back, showing that the Dimensionator is missing a phase Quartz, which I believe Ratchet damages at some point in the game. So yeah, we're gonna have to find another one to repair the Dimensionator.
Don't walk away from me!
I don't know what these archives are, but apparently we have to reach them. It's loose. Set Juice free. No idea who that is, unless we're talking about grape juice, because everyone knows who that is.
It was rated R.
To get this trophy, we have to feed Bubbles. No, not Fat Bubbles. It's more than likely the giant squid we seen in Ardolus from the initial reveal trailer. No bones about it. Retrieve the dimensional map. I'm not sure if this is referring to the planetary selection screen inside of the ship, which by the way we did get to see in the Planet Showcase trailer, or if this is simply referring to another map altogether. We don't know just yet. I'm the warden now. Break in and out of prison. Say what now? Shiny. Collect a gold bolt. Now, for those of you who are confused about the Gone Gold trophy in the recent Gone Gold announcement for the game, I'm going to assume that was done purely for the purpose of that particular announcement and nothing more.
Life, finds a way.
Shifty Character. Hit every Blizzon crystal on Blizzard Prime and Cordelian. Ah, okay. That's what we've seen Rivet using to shift dimensions in the gameplay trailer. Lombax and Chill turn on the TV in Rivet's hideout. Now, who wants to guess that we'll see Sly Cooper or Jak and Daxter as a nice reference to their Easter eggs on Going Commando's main menu? That would actually be pretty cool. Icebreaker. Melee 5 frozen enemies. This will likely be achieved by using the new Cold Snap weapon. Hole Puncher. Get 20 headshots with the Headhunter, which I assume is another new weapon that we haven't seen yet. Probably a sniper class weapon, just going by the name.
Must go faster.
Planning some destruction. Collect a Spybot. I don't know what these look like, but it's another collectible in the game. Feeding Frenzy. Collect 10 Zerpstones for Trudy. I'm assuming this is one of the game's side quests. Then finally, might have broken something. Collect free Lorbs. So now that we got the trophy related stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and start with the analysis for the Planetary trailer, before moving on to the latest story related trailer. Right off the bat, we see Ratchet in a ship. By the looks of it, it's the same one Ratchet stole in the recent gameplay trailer. The galactic map pops up and clips right through Ratchet's face. Now don't worry, I'm sure Ratchet will have it fixed by the time the game releases. Choosing a planet is a bit different compared to most games in the series. Normally, we're used to a vertical list of planets to choose from, like in the Reimagining. In Rift Apart, the selection process was made to be more horizontal. It's kinda like the game's options menu. The first planet we see listed, which is the planet that Ratchet's currently on, is planet Savali, the location being referred to as Urfda Mesa. And wait, is this a new citizen? I do believe it is. We also got a quick glimpse of these alternate mutant birds that originated from the original game and the Reimagining. The second planet we spot is Skartsu Debris Field. The location is referred to as Xerkes. Wait a second, isn't that what the Hey Lombax DJ trophy referred to? Why, yes it does. So I have to ask, is this where Mr. Zircon's Battleplex Arena is located? Because it kinda does look like a debris field. There's Sargasso once again, location is still Outpost L51. But this time we get to see a little bit more of the area after rescuing the Morts over there. Right before Ratchet takes off, we get to see Corson 5. Location, Nefarious City. Now to be clear, we actually knew the name of this planet for quite a while, it's just I kept forgetting to include it in a video. There's actually not too much to really talk about here, aside from what we've already covered during the State of Play gameplay breakdowns, but there's something very interesting about Corson 5, and a huge shout out to VTMVV for finding this, because otherwise I wouldn't have never heard about it. So apparently, while everyone was focusing on the recent preview drops concerning Rift Apart, the Japanese PlayStation blog released a decently long article and interview with the Insomniac Games team about the game. In that blog post, we got some new concept art for Rivet, as well as Megalopolis and Nefarious City. Now, the translation I managed to get from Google wasn't very good to start with, but basically the article acknowledged that Megalopolis in Rift Apart is not the same place from Going Commando, which takes place on planet Endako in the Bogon Galaxy. In Rift Apart, the planet Megalopolis resides on is Corson 5, as an alternate dimension version of Nefarious City, and this is further confirmed by this piece of art over on the PlayStation blog from back in August when the Gamescom footage was released. Now, we still don't know what galaxy Corson 5 is located in. Chances are it could be located in Polaris, seeing that's where Nexus left off, and that the in-game microphones have the Polaris news update logos from the Future Saga on them, with those respective games taking place exclusively within the Polaris galaxy, with the exception of Metropolis from the intro to Tools of Destruction. So yeah, I'd say this very well could be Polaris. We have Torn 4 yet again, along with a look at one of its indigenous creatures, but instead of a location being called Milana Fields from A Crack in Time, it is now called Milanoff Gulch. I'm taking it the reason it's called this is because this is Rivet's version of Torn 4 and not Ratchet's. There's another look at the pirate base on planet Ardolis, note the explosive barrel right here and Mrs. Zircon right over there. And then we have Blizzard Prime. Location, Blizzard Mines, which is where these shift crystals are located. Now, I might be wrong, but this mystery planet here on the galactic map could be Blizzard Prime. What do you guys think? Now we arrive at the story spotlight spotlight trailer. Most of it consists of stuff we've already seen, so I'm just going to skip ahead to all the new stuff. Starting with another look at Clank's puzzle section. In the background, we can see the dimensional Clank clones running to the Rift Gate. But who is this guy Clank is talking to? He looks a bit like the citizen we've seen on planet Savali. Another look at the Morts, likely after Rivet rescued them. A quick glimpse of Nefarious' office right after Ratchet knocked him flat on the ground. But don't worry, he's fine. He might have another crack on his dome, but he'll be fine nonetheless. At least we know why Ratchet's running away from his troops now. Another look at Rivet and Clank. I know I bring this up in almost every video, but there's no denying just how detailed these character models are. In this scene, we can see Clank's arm is repaired, so I'm taking it this particular scene takes place sometime later on in the game. Then we have this cute little scene with Rivet and Clank in what appears to be a different part of Club Nefarious, where the robot pirates apparently like to hang out and play some video games. Wait a second, is that a Ratchet and Clank game they're playing? By the looks of it, it appears to be All for One, just going by the banner right on top. But the bigger elephant in the room, well, in this case, it's a sheep. This is the exact same sheep model from the 2016 reimagining, as well as the movie. And the fact Clank reacts to it like it smells is actually kind of funny. It was honestly kind of unexpected because, you know, robots don't have a sense of smell, and therefore they do not breathe, hence why he needed to be knocked out in Tools of Destruction because cryosleep only worked on organic life forms. But, you know, this is very minor and doesn't affect the game's sense of humor in any way. It's almost on par with how or why robots can even drink anything to begin with. Thankfully, my life as a teenage robot already answered this, so I don't have to. We have another new screenshot of Rivet talking to Zircon Jr., likely at the arena. And finally, the review embargo for the game will be on June the 8th. No, it's not for previews like we've seen recently. I'm talking about complete reviews for the full final version of the game being dropped on that day, possibly alongside the launch trailer, just like what happened with Miles Morales. So with that said, I've got a tiny announcement to make, just in case some of you did not see the community post I put out. Originally, the end of next week was the deadline for me making Rift Apart focused content on the channel. After that, the channel would go completely dark for the game. No breakdowns, updates, or anything like that for anything new that pops up. Nothing like that would be uploaded beyond that point. Even if the launch trailer released early, this would still be in effect up until a week or two after the game's launch. That way, it gives you guys time to enjoy the game spoiler-free, well, for anyone who managed to get a PS5 anyway, and it also gives me more time to work on more content for when I resume these Rift Apart-centric videos. Well, I reconsidered that decision and decided that this will be the last Rift Apart video for a few weeks, so I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for sticking with me through this journey, a journey that started almost exactly 1 year ago during the PlayStation 5 Showcase event. And I'll never forget just how excited I was watching this game get announced and to actually talk about every new piece of info with you guys. It's nothing short of amazing. But anyways guys, that's going to do it for today's video recapping all that's been going on with Rift Apart in the past week or so. As always, if you have any questions, thoughts, or really anything whatsoever, please be sure to leave them down in the comment section below, and also be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell for more Rift Apart content post-launch. And once again, thank you all so much for watching and for constant support. I've been Blue Knight, and I'll see you guys back here next time.
What?